The background of so many of these missions does go back, and it's often both interesting, informative, and fun to look to see how things started way back that impact what we do even today. You go back into the 60s, and our friends, President Nixon, the NASA Administrator Tom Paine, and Vice President Agnew were involved in something called a Space Task Group, which involved the study of the future of the NASA manned space flight. And the focus of the Agnew-led study was the human exploration of Mars. The thinking of these folks, Agnew and his group, was that we were going to go from Apollo to initiating a manned Mars mission that would occur in all likelihood either in the late 70s or the early 80s. So optimism was alive and well in that period. Now, one of the problems was something called the budget. And there was the equivalent of OMB that existed even then. And the president said, you can't have the $10 billion you'd want to do both a space station to get ready for Mars and to develop the shuttle as a transportation system. Take your pick. And as you say, having a space station with no way to get to it isn't too good an idea, so they opted at NASA for the Space Shuttle. And that was when Jim Fletcher, the NASA administrator, and the president had their tete-a-tete and decided, yes, let's go ahead at $5 billion with the Space Shuttle program. Now, you see what happened to these folks. Tom Paine left the agency not too long afterwards, saying, well, we're not going to Mars in the near future, so I'm out of here. Spiro Agnew, real character. He was our noble governor of Maryland at one time, and we said, this is the wrong place for him, make him vice president. So Spiro was indicted for some shenanigans having to do with finances. He never actually made it to jail. He copped a guilty plea and got off on the equivalent of good behavior. President Nixon, notice his hands here. He is either wishing or hopeful or knows what's coming, because he also left the scene. So all the initiators of this had a checkered history, and yet despite all that, the shuttle program took off and started what I call 50 years of angst for space science. Space science was initially not a strong advocate of the Space Shuttle program, but was determined by the administration of NASA and others that they were going to be a strong user of the Space Shuttle. And so that did indeed come about.